Hello friends, in this video let's talk about what is DDL commands and what are all different type of DDL commands in the PostgreSQL. In the previous video we talked about different type of commands. So as I mentioned earlier, we have different type of commands: DDL, DML, DCL, TCL and DQL. But here we clearly talks about what is a DDL. DDL is nothing but data definition language commands. The command which deals with the definition. So those are called as a data definition language commands, DDL commands in short form. So what are all different type of DDL commands is create, drop, alter, truncate. So these are all 4 DDL commands in the PostgreSQL. We'll talk about one by one. So hopefully these are self-explanatory keywords. Create is the one which helps us to create different type of objects in the PostgreSQL server. Drop is the one which helps us to drop permanently from a PostgreSQL server. Alter which helps us to modify the existing object. So it can be any object. It can be a procedure, it can be a function, it can be a table, it can be a column, whatever it is. Next, truncate. It helps us to truncate the data exists in a particular table. So these 4 are different commands, each command having their own uniqueness. So these 4 commands we'll talk about very clearly in PostgreSQL server now. So let's fire up the pgadmin. So just go to start and type a pgadmin. So it automatically comes. Once you click on pgadmin 4, in the previous video I showed you how to open and all in detail. I already given a password earlier and I asked them to save it in the browser. That is the reason why it was not asking for a password. Ideally, it will ask for the password as well. So now the password is already given. It's open now. If you simply see in the left side, you can see servers. Let's expand that. First, we'll talk about a create. Okay, which helps us to create the object. The object can be anything. It can be a high level database to low level procedure or function or trigger. So now once you expand this, so you will expand like you'll get like this PostgreSQL 12. It is a 12 version which is running in my laptop. Under that I have multiple databases, login or group roles or table spaces. So let me expand databases. So by default, when you expand the databases, you get a by default system database. The name of the database is Postgres. Default, everybody gets it. So you can use the database for your examples. Okay, but you want to create a new database. As I mentioned, I can use a create DDL command to create a database high level object to low level object triggers, constraints and all. How to create? So you have multiple ways. Since the pgadmin is a graphical user interface, you can simply create very easily. Okay, so just right click on databases and you can simply so create and database. So once you click on database, it asks for the name of the database. So you can give whatever the name you want. It's suitable to your examples or it's suitable to your practice or it's suitable to your application. So you cannot give a generic name for the applications and for the practices. So this is a database which I am planning to create for my example purpose. That is the reason why I am keeping name of the database as examples. You can keep whatever the name you want. So who is the owner? So by default, Postgres is the owner. I am going to keep it. I'll create a later some owners and I'll show you the security as well. And you can use it. So some comment also. This is for practice or this is for practice. Okay. So this is for practice, sorry. Yeah, so once you give some specific comment, it's not mandatory, it's up to you. Okay, and definition, you can see the by default one table space and collation and all. You can see, we'll talk about what is collation, what is template and all slowly. And the security by default I'm not touching anything by default now. So in the SQL, you can see the command, what exactly the pgadmin engine is preparing the command for us. If you see, so create database examples with owner equal to Postgres, encoding UTF-8, connection limit -1 means unlimited, comment whatever the comment which I keep. If I don't keep any comment, it will be empty. Okay, so let's click on save. So I do not need to worry what command it's internally preparing. So even I'll show you how to use a command to prepare a database also in the upcoming discussions. Let's click on save. Once you click on save, so database will be created in the PostgreSQL server. Okay, so once it is created, will be available for us to use for our examples. You can see here now examples and Postgres. So let's refresh this. Yeah, so once I refresh it, I can see the examples. Once you expand the examples, you can see cache, catalogs, event triggers, extensions, foreign data wrappers, languages, schemas. We'll talk about one by one. Okay, so now we talked about create DDL command, which helps us to create a database. Database also kind of database object only. I created a database by using create DDL command. Now I want to create couple of tables also. How to create a tables then? Okay, so tables, obviously each and every table will be having a schema. It might be a default schema or it is a named schema. We'll talk about schemas slowly. Okay, how to create a table? So where I need to write a command? I simply created a database. Okay, by using right click and create. So but I want to create a table by writing the syntax, full syntax. So hope you know that like a create table syntax is the same, almost the same when you compare the SQL server. So then where is the query window to write it? So just select the database, any database which you want to do it. I want to perform my examples on the example database. Right click on the examples database. You can see what are all the options you have. So you have a create, cast, database, event trigger, extension, foreign data wrapper, language or schema. So then where is the table? Table also will come, nothing to worry. Now again refresh, delete, drop. If you want to delete the database, you can do it. And if you go slowly, so at the almost end you have a query tool. So this is the place where you can write your queries like SQL Server Management Studio. You can write it. So where is the if I write a query, in which place it executes? It executes in the example database, and the name of the user is Postgres. User is Postgres. I am using a default user. I created a couple of other users. I'll talk about that later. So here this is a place where we do write the queries for the PGSQL server operations. So I showed you how to create a database. Then let me show you by using queries. I'll show you how to create a table. So it's the same like SQL server if you are already aware of it. If not, nothing to worry. It's very easy. In the example database, simply let me create a employee table, EMP. EMP. Okay. So name of the table is EMP, and what are all the columns you want? So I'm planning to keep the columns as EMP ID. So what is the data type? I'm going to keep as an integer. I'll talk about data type slowly, but for time being, let's take as it is. And the next, the name of the employee. So I'm going to keep as EMP name, full name or last name, first name. That all I'm not going to talk about much. So data type is varchar of some 100. Okay. So the next one is location. So employee might be working in one location, right? Either USA, India, or UK, somewhere. So location varchar of some 50. I'm done. So I'm done with the create syntax of a particular table. Then how to execute it? So if you observe the icons here, slowly you have a one execute or refresh or F5. So you can use a functional key F5 in your keyboard, or you can simply type it. So once you press F5 or you click on this option, the table will be created. You can see at the bottom. So create table, query returned successfully in 195 milliseconds. Okay, simple, it is a create table. If you are writing some complex table, you can see the time difference 195 or some milliseconds, you can see it. So where can I see the table here? So can I see the table here? Of course you can see where it will be. Let me simply refresh this. Okay, so as I mentioned, so these tables will be created under a schema. So I do not have any like named schema as of now. The table will go and create in a default schema. The default name of the default schema in PostgreSQL is public. If you see in SQL Server, the default schema is DBO, but here it is a public. So just expand the schemas, under that expand the public and expand the tables. You see there is a table with the name of EMP, you can see it. So EMP having now columns, constraints, indexes, rules and triggers. We'll talk about one by one constraint, index and all. So since you know the columns here, if you expand this, you will see all the columns here. So this is how we do create the table in a PostgreSQL server. This is how we apply a DDL command on a PostgreSQL. Then how to do the alter. I'll talk about drop later. Then how to do the alter. Simply, so I want to add one more column to the existing table. So how to do that is I need to use alter column. So alter command. So alter. So table, what I need to do, alter table, name of the table emp. Okay. So next one is alter table emp. I want to add the column. So that time what I need to put, add. So name of the column, what column I want to do is gender. So I can use as varchar of let us say if I want to keep it as a male or female, I can put it as a 1 or I can put it as a 10. I want to go with the full spelling, I'll go with 10. So once you are done with it, let's select it and click on execute option. So now you can see alter table query written successfully in 227 milliseconds. Okay, let's quickly right click and refresh this. So you'll be able to see that, okay, gender column. Yes, you can see it now under a EMP table, you have a gender column. Okay, so this is how we do alter the existing tables. So you can change the name of the column, you can change the name of the table by using alter command. So you can change the length of the column by using alter command. So you can do that. So the purpose of alter is to modify the existing object properties or add the new columns. So this is how we do by using alter command. So the next one is truncate. I'll talk about truncate. So what is the purpose of truncate? So truncate is the one which removes all the data in the existing tables. But the schema is nothing but table structure, table definition won't affect. Okay. So then how to perform it is truncate table emp. So currently I don't have any data in the emp table, but still currently I'm in the DDL commands. So when I go to DML commands, I'll talk about how to do the insertion, how to delete, update, and again I'll show you how to truncate as well there. But the truncate is the one which removes data permanently from an employee table. Okay, so let's write it and execute it. As I mentioned, I don't have any data in the employee table. So by default, it executes without any issues. Even though it doesn't check for the data, it removes whatever the content is there. Even though it is not there, it won't fail. Even though it is there, it won't fail. So now the data might have removed completely from the table. Then the last one is drop. Drop. So drop table emp. What will happen here? So what is the difference between drop and truncate here? So truncate removes data completely from a particular object, but drop completely deletes that object from a server at all. Okay, let's do it. So currently if you remember it, so under the tables, I have only one table. If you see, just refresh it. So once I perform this drop operation, so I won't be able to see even that particular table, drop table query written successfully. So let's refresh the tables. You see, you don't have any table. So it means that, so create is the one which creates. So alter, it modifies the existing object properties. Truncate, it removes the data, and drop, it permanently removes the object from a server. So this is all about DDL commands in the PostgreSQL. So I'm going to keep all these 4 commands in the description section. You can copy and execute and practice it. So if you have any questions in the PostgreSQL, please don't hesitate to ask. You can drop your question in the comment section. I'll try to answer as soon as possible. Also follow me on Facebook for more technical updates. That's it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.